You may have noticed my lighting recently got a little more reddish. I've got a long time bulb I've relied on, one of my big lamps for a long time. Recently burned out, was flickering on me, so I've replaced it with my backup bulb, which is a little more reddish. Anyway, let's go talking about my lighting setup. Today's subject's got to do with inertia. And, we often will use this metaphor of momentum. This comes from the productivity, world of things about how do we build up momentum, how do we maintain momentum, kind of things, flywheel metaphors, all kinds of examples we use. But inertia, what's nice about inertia? Physics details, aside, because the two are obviously related. What I like about inertia is it's this way of thinking about what happens if you just keep sitting still. What happens if you just stay on the course that you're on? And that when framed this way, it becomes about, then our strategy becomes, how do we improve what's going to happen from our inertia? How do we position ourselves, change our direction, change our heading, so that simply by doing nothing, we're still moving forward? Now, what I mean by this is the very same sort of thing that happens when somebody signs up for a team, when somebody, starts a gym subscription, when somebody joins a local group, when somebody starts attending meetups, when somebody puts themselves on a mailing list. These sort of things that we do help change our situation so that our inertia is going to help move us in the direction we want to go instead of truly sitting still. It's something where it builds in something that's got some basically progress built into it. And another way to think about this is something as simple as calendar reminders we set for ourselves, or check-ins that we have on a regular basis with somebody. These are the kind of things that can improve our inertia. It's the same sort of thing we capitalize all the time on, and how we structure our processes for Game Keto Club is that between our weekly group check-ins, where we have our public meetings with people doing updates of their projects, between leads, checking in with people who are involved in their projects, and these kind of systems, there's always something going on, and that helps keep people plugged in, so that their inertia point, their level of, or their gains are not automatic is a wrong word. It's not like it happens automatically. It still takes effort, but the effort becomes kind of filling in on a consistent basis this kind of reopened vacuum of, what's my get up check-in this week? What's my task this week? What am I going to do right now to move myself forward? Because every single week there's sort of this moment of check-in for it, and that same sort of thing is what I mean when I say improving our situation so that our inertia is going to move us forward. Same thing that happens when somebody takes a class, right? They sign up for a class, and then they know they're being held accountable for being there. They're being held accountable for doing the homework. That they know that by the end of those months, they're going to have moved forward their understanding of a subject, and their ability to demonstrate that they've got some background in that subject because they've changed their situation in relation to inertia, right? It's the same thing. Someone obviously signs up for exercise classes where they've changed their inertia. They've changed the default almost immediately, right? It wasn't even like there's a gradient in between. It wasn't like they went from, we kind of went to maybe a third of the classes, then a half the classes, then two-thirds of the classes, then eventually all the classes. They went from they weren't doing them to now they have. They changed their direction. And in that way, it means that it takes no new effort from them, no new push of willpower, no new change in their plan to just keep having that progress accumulate over time. And so that's a question for today, is to be thinking about for the skills you want to have, for the situation you want, for whatever your long-term goals are moving you towards. How can you change your situation so you've got better inertia? So you've got something where even if you're not doing new tasks, even if you're not going out of your way to be constantly pushing on it, there's something else in your life that's continuously got you going that direction. And all it takes then is just sort of filling in those habits, just doing the thing, keeping up with what you've agreed to do, keeping up with what you signed up for. That's it. Improve where your inertia is getting you by redirecting it. That's all for the day. Thanks for always tuning in. Have another video tomorrow.